Mithrandir, Stormcrow, Olorin, Thakun, the Grey Pilgrim, Gandalf. Who was he really, and how powerful was he? Gandalf the Grey was the second most powerful of the Istari, the Order of the Wizards in Middle-earth. He entered Middle-earth around the year 1000 of the Third Age. Upon his arrival, the elf Círdan gave Gandalf Narya, one of the 3 rings given to the elves. His purpose, along with the others within his order, was simple: to thwart the devious deeds of Sauron. Gandalf, along with the other wizards, were a part of the White Council, a group of wise figures from around Middle-earth. Other members of the council were Galadriel, Elrond, Círdan, and other influential elves. The council's main goal was to root out the growing evil of Sauron and prevent the Dark Lord from covering Middle-earth in his shadow. In the Third Age 2850, the White Council requested that Gandalf enter the fortress Dol Guldur as a spy to learn of its lord, for the council was aware that the fortress was under the influence of an evil power. Upon entering the fortress, Gandalf discovered that none other than Sauron himself had dominion over the fortress. Years later, in the Third Age 2941, Gandalf knew that Sauron's forces were growing, and that the enemies of Sauron would greatly benefit if Erebor, the Lonely Mountain, was reclaimed by the dwarves. The enemies of Sauron needed the mountain as a strategic stronghold in the inevitable wars to come. Gandalf was aware of this and implored Thorin to reclaim his home of Erebor from the great worm Smaug. Gandalf also persuaded Thorin to hire a certain Hobbit as burglar of the expedition. After the adventures of Thorin and company and the Battle of the 5 Armies, the events covered in The Hobbit, Gandalf greatly suspected that the magic ring Bilbo had come across on the journey was indeed the One Ring. For the following 60 years after Bilbo returned home from the journey to Erebor, Gandalf, along with the Rangers of the North, kept a watchful eye on Bilbo and the Shire as a whole. In the Third Age 3001, Gandalf persuaded Bilbo to give the ring to Frodo. In the Third Age 3018, he set in motion the events that would encompass the Lord of the Rings. When the Fellowship of the Ring encountered the Balrog in Moria, Gandalf rose to the occasion and showed how powerful he truly was. Although Gandalf had the outer shell of an old bent man, on the inside he was anything but. And in that moment with the Balrog, he harnessed the full might of his power, and the Balrog, although corrupted by the evil of Melkor, was also on that same plane of being as Gandalf, one of the Maiar. This is why Gandalf was able to go toe-to-toe with the ancient demon. Gandalf was fueled by the Flame of Anor, also known as the Flame Imperishable, the light of Iluvatar, whereas the Balrog was fueled by the Flame of Udun, the fires of Hell. Because of Gandalf's perseverance in his ultimate quest of defeating Sauron, Iluvatar gave him a new life after his epic clash with the Balrog, becoming Gandalf the White, the symbol and leader of the Istari, the one that Saruman was meant to be. I think it's pretty safe to say that without the guidance and influence of Gandalf, the War of the Ring would have been a great defeat for the free peoples of Middle-earth, and Sauron would have conquered all of Middle-earth. After the War of the Ring, Gandalf sailed across the sea into the west, with Bilbo, Frodo, and the other ring-bearers, for their time in Middle-earth was over, their mission complete. Sauron had finally been defeated. Even as the Grey Wizard, Gandalf was always the one closest to the elves, and of all the wizards, he was the only one who saw the value in seemingly small, insignificant things, like hobbits. So guys, that'll do it for this episode. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Take care everybody. This has been the Memory Troll. Cheers.